Hello, beautiful soul friends. Thank you for being here for another mindful and journal self nurturing session. Today's quote focuses on the quality of your thoughts and the state of your joy, your bliss, what makes you happy, what makes you giggle, what makes you just be so grateful and content. And the quote is the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. The quote suggests that happiness is largely influenced by our mental attitudes rather than just external events. This aligns with all of the mindful, neuroscientific, behavioral, religious, spiritual, philosophical, and psychological teachings all of which that emphasize the significance of internal thought processes over external circumstances. The concept encourages mindfulness and a positive outlook to foster resilience and contentment. In our earlier sessions, we often talked about choosing our positive emotions and our responses. And here we will discuss how we could get to positive thinking so that we can reunite all the three of the most crucial players that make up the processes of the entire human experiences. Those are the three stooges: emotions, thoughts, and words. All three of these superpowers in human experience and these three stooges lead us to take actions and make decisions that influence our entire world and universe. I'm your host, Sidika Schuyler, with Quantum Helist at quantumhelist.com. These are mindful journaling sessions that are designed to truly detox and declutter your mind, body, heart, and soul for a more joyful, blissful, balanced, and aligned lifestyle. Your sessions will begin with a quote to help you easily remember and apply these self-nurturing techniques into your daily life. And I will explain usually the significance of these quotes. And after my explanation, we then begin journaling sessions with my given questions. Okay, now let's begin with a few deep breaths. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and do an opening prayer. If you want to do that with me as well, great. Otherwise, let's start. All right, let's take a few deep breaths. And then take another deep breath. Take that energy in here. Set our intentions and ground ourselves to the divine supreme universe, to the divine supreme source, to divine Father God, Mother Earth, Father Sky, divine beings of light, love, divine beings of guidance and protection and healing. We thank you so much for this opportunity. And we thank you for this opportunity to evolve in our journey to healing, to evolution, to evolving, all of it. We thank you so much for this opportunity to be here with all others. All these opportunities through technological advances, through science, whatever it may be, that we are still here today. Another day, breathing, smiling, experiencing this human experience, this human existence. We thank you so much in full faith. So be it, and so it is. Om, Amen, Amen. Now, I'm going to go ahead and have you look at this beautiful waves of the ocean while you listen to my very, very intoxicating voice. All right. And then we're going to get back. You're going to see my beautiful face again, waiting for you to give you all the journaling questions. Okay. All right. Thank you again. Let's begin. So the quote was, what was it? The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. And that quote, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts, encapsulates a profound idea that is both therapeutic and instructive, underscoring the intrinsic power of mental framing in shaping one's experiences and overall sense of well-being. The quote emphasizes that happiness isn't just a product of external circumstances, but it's significantly influenced by how we interpret and react to these circumstances. In other words, it's our perspective. And this quote closely aligns with cognitive behavioral therapy, which is called CBT, where they focus on the perspective and why we have certain perspectives and how they are formed and how we can reframe them. And it's one of the most researched and widely practiced forms of psychotherapy. Patients often learn to identify negative thinking patterns and reframe them into a more constructive or realistic thoughts. And so also in mindfulness and in many other therapeutic settings, improving the quality of your thoughts, you're likely to experience elevated moods, reduced anxiety, and better coping mechanisms. And science has proven that. The act of consciously redirecting our thoughts can be an empowering exercise in self-mastery, promoting not just transient happiness, but long-term mental, emotional well-being. The quote is also deeply grounded in philosophical wisdom dating back to Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, who argued that while we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. And that is not only from an emotional standpoint, but also it involves becoming aware of our thoughts. A situation is neither good or bad. It's our perception of it that assigns its value. So therefore, improving our internal thought processes can make us even more resilient against external adversities. Now, the quote has practical applications in our daily lives, okay? It teaches us that our attitudes and perspectives are like filters through which we view the world, depending of the environment we grew up in or are in or being influenced in. So becoming aware of how our thoughts and belief systems are formed can greatly help us navigate how they make us not only feel and how they influence every area of our life. A negative mindset may obscure opportunities and magnify setbacks, whereas a positive mindset can illuminate possibilities, boost our confidence, help gain clarity, and help us engage more openly with the world by engaging in new wisdom and just observing and understanding and learning. Changing your thoughts can literally change your world. For example, interpreting failure as a stepping stone to success rather than a dead end will not only improve your emotional state, but also motivate you to strive harder, thus creating a feedback loop of positivity and success. Understanding that our thoughts influence our happiness enables us to practice mindfulness, a non-judgmental awareness of the present moment. Mindfulness can help us become cognizant of our thought patterns and make intentional choices about our focus, thereby improving the quality of our thoughts. So the quote, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts," serves as a pivotal life lesson and a therapeutic mantra. It emphasizes our agency in shaping our emotional landscape, encourages the cultivation of positive thought patterns, and highlights the potential of inner peace and happiness, irrespective of external conditions. By adopting this perspective, we not only stand to improve our own lives, but contribute to a more optimistic and resilient community around us. We often forget that our thoughts have energies. We talked about this, I believe, in session 3 or 4. that our thoughts, words, and our emotions, everything about us is made up of energy and has the power. We human beings are extremely limitless, and our potential is infinite, is truly infinite and unique to each its own. And so, speaking of this, and our thoughts, even our internal thoughts, actually have the power to change our external thoughts. So, our thoughts, for example, if we believe that we are, for example, that we are not safe and we cannot trust anyone in our relationships and we are never safe. And guess what? Energy flows where focus goes. That's how the universe is designed. And guess what? The universe is going to give you, going to provide you. It's just designed to provide you whatever you place your focus on, whether it's good or bad, healthy or unhealthy, happy or sad. The universe doesn't know the difference. So it will provide you with experiences to match where your focus, where your thoughts, where your words, where your emotions are internally, especially internally. And it will provide you, for example, with a partner who might be abusive and untrustworthy. And so, remember this: energy flows where focus goes. And you also remember that no matter how small you think of yourself and how weak you think of yourself, or how, again, small and weak and insignificant you might think of yourself, remember that's not the case. Actually, guess what? You are powerful. You really are. You're made up of an energy that communicates 100% of the time, every second, every moment. And you are creating your own reality. And that especially includes your thoughts, because your thoughts have a movie, right? You have a movie going through your head every time you're making a decision, whether that's emotional, mental, or physical, because we play a movie, and that movie was created from the moment, from even before we were born. But we're not going to get into all of that aspect of energy and universe. But however, from the moment you were born, your environment created all of your thoughts and your belief systems. And then you have a choice with your life. You always do have a choice. And so right now, your choice is journaling. So journaling, it can be an excellent way to explore and improve the quality of your thoughts, echoing the therapeutic and life lessons and mindfulness significance of the quote we just discussed. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Based on the content that we've been talking about right now, we're going to go ahead and give you 7 particularly very helpful questions. What negative thought patterns have you noticed? Write down any recurring negative thoughts that you've identified in your daily life. Now, do this for about 4 or 5 days, and then notice from the moment you wake up, what are your thoughts usually? What are your thought patterns? Are there specific situations that trigger these thoughts? Recognizing these thought patterns is the first step in improving them and changing them. Number 2, how do these thoughts affect your mood and actions? Reflect on how your negative thoughts influence your emotional state and your choices. Understanding the impact can help you appreciate the importance of changing your thought patterns. Can you reframe these negative thoughts? Try to rephrase the negative thoughts you listed earlier into more positive or constructive statements. For example, instead of thinking, I'll never get this right, you could reframe it as, I can learn from my mistakes and improve. And with practice, I can eventually improve and get it as close to right as possible. So question number 4, what are some external circumstances you can't really control, but you stress out about? Write down situations or circumstances here that are beyond your control, but contribute to your stress or unhappiness. Next, jot down how you might alter your perspective on these things to minimize the impact on your happiness. For example, I want to give another. We do not have a control over what other people think about us. We only have control over how we respond and react to them. And then there are people in your life that you cannot, you cannot cut your cords with and connections with, because sometimes, that involves certain families or certain people. And so think about those thoughts. Instead of getting stressed out and anxious around these people, or trying to prep, or spending the rest of your life being angry with them or so, how can you change your perspective the next time you are in connection and contact with these types of people? I often have accepted, all right, this is how this person is. Instead of me wasting my life trying to prove that I was right and they were wrong, or they are wrong and I am right, or they are being hurtful to me, or trying to be vengeful or so, I tend to think about it, well, where else can I put this energy? Like, all this time that I'm angry towards them, they're probably, these people are the product of their own environment. And their anger is not about me. And their insults are not about me. It's how they perceive it and how they feel. And that is wasting so much of their time. You see how I look at it? It's they are wasting their time and energy, and therefore I am not willing to waste my time and energy, and valuable time. Time is the only thing you can't get back. You cannot get back. Everything else you can. And so I'm just going to try to be more neutral towards them. They can be whoever they are, and I accept them the way they are, and I can't help it when they're over at my house. She's my sister, she's my brother, she's my this, and it is what it is. And when they say things, I just say, may I send you love. In my head, I say, I disconnect my negative cords with you, connections with you. I love you. Sorry, please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you. I let you go. I let this go. You are forgiven. Now, question number 5. Let's move on. What opportunities for happiness are you missing because of your current thought patterns? Consider the ways in which negative thinking may be blinding you, may have blinded you to opportunities or silver linings in difficult situations. Are there positive angles you've overlooked? Question number 6, how can you be more mindful in your daily life? How mindfulness is about focusing on the present moment without judgment. How can you practice this into your daily life to improve the quality of your thoughts? Are there any specific triggers or reminders you could set up to bring yourself back to the present, and count your blessings instead, and remind yourself to remain pleasantly open and surprised to the possibilities of the miracles of the day? And number 7, what are 3 positive affirmations that you could incorporate into your daily routine based on the challenges that you have on your thought processes and your thought patterns? Positive affirmations can be simple, constructive statements that encourage a positive mindset. And we talked about this before in our previous session. Create 3 affirmations that resonate with you and consider how to integrate them into your daily routine to bolster your thought quality. For example, with affirmations, what I do is I have my affirmations like made up for every situation. And I have it actually in my books. In my books, I have them in my 3rd book that just came out last month is called Work-Life Balance. So what I do is what I suggest is literally every 2-3 hours, I set my alarm. And for each alarm, I have set up an affirmation or an exercise or a breath work, something for it. keeps bringing me into the present moment. It keeps me in check of staying positive and staying on course and aligned with my values, with my goals, and with my emotional and mental health goals as well. And so I set my alarm every 2-3 hours for 2 minutes. I focus on something good, or whether it's an affirmation, breath work, meditation, or gratitude exercise, something, or I just clean something, or I declutter part of my life. So if you wanted to, you can check out my books on quantumhelist.com. I have 3 separate books that are extremely therapeutic and very healing, and they have all the tools and the resources in there for you. So moving on. Now, these questions are designed that we just stated, deep reflection, facilitating a journey towards improved mental, emotional well-being and happiness. This way you find what is your happiness, what is your healing language, what is your healing journey, where exactly you become aware, where exactly are you suffering in your life? What is the root causes of your stressors and the obstacles that are standing in the way of your happiness in whatever area in your life that may be. So through consistent journaling, you can better your understanding of your thoughts, attitudes, and behaviors, providing you with the tools needed to improve the quality of your thoughts, and by extension, your entire life experiences. So check out my books. Mastering Inner Peace is a great one because it gives you everything step by step. And then my third one has the value pack, where you, at the end of the book, we have this huge long exercise where you identify your values and you identify what your many purposes are and who you are. Identify yourself, and then you can always revisit those and change. Your values will change as you change the phases of your life. Now, thank you so much for being here. I'm your host, Sidika Schuyler with Quantum Helist at quantumhelist.com. Now, always remember that you, my beautiful friend, are your own only limit. Yes, I know it's corny, but it's my slogan and I love it. Thank you. Until next time, take care.